Hey everybody, this is Robert People of RobertPeople.com, and you are listening to People's Court. Thanks for joining me. It is Thursday, February 14th, 2019. Happy Valentine's Day. So, we found out a little bit earlier today that the president is vowing to declare a national emergency because of this border wall. Now, let's start with the good news. The good news is he is likely, we got to say likely because he changed his mind on it before, even after telling Vice President Mike Pence that he was going to sign. He changed thanks to Rush Limbaugh and Ann Coulter, whoever the hell they are, and discouraging him from signing. He decided not to sign, and that was the beginning of the longest shutdown in U.S. history at, I believe it was 35 days. So the good news is, as of right now, it looks as though he is going to sign, which means there will be, potentially at the moment, no government shutdown. That deadline was tomorrow, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and sign. However, he also, as we're talking about today, vowed to declare a national emergency. Now, Trump never ceases to amaze me. And honestly, I blame his enablers. His enablers meaning his supporters. Those who continue to support, not because you truly believe in him or believe what he's about or agree with what he's doing, but mainly because as long as it's not a Democrat, you're okay. You can live with whatever decision as long as the Democrat's not the one making it. You're the one at fault. You're the one to blame for this. Now, let's be, mature about this, right? We can be very mature and say, you know what? Nah, I still don't like Democrats, right? I hate them, whatever you want to say. I don't agree with what you stand for, all this, and that. You can still say all that while at the same time saying, but you know what, Trump, you are seriously out of line with this. Or you know what, let's come back. Let's say, you know what, let's call a temporary truce right now. Do something about this and what he's doing, which we know better, is completely wrong. Then after this is handled and taken care of, we can go back to hating each other. That's always an option, right? But here we are. He's going to declare a national emergency because of not getting a wall. Now, I can think of several reasons to declare a national emergency that are far better and far more effective and far more necessary than for this one. Flint, Michigan. The last I checked, it's still up in the air whether they have clean water 100%. But that was going on for quite a while. I'd say that qualifies as a national emergency, right? Mass shootings. The mass shootings that the same people who support Trump are so quiet about, especially since they're coming from white males. I call those, I almost said that, but no, I call those, because there's more than one, there's several. I call those national emergencies. Kids being murdered in schools, our children, our babies, being murdered in schools, having to now do all these practice active shooter drills. Kids. I did 21 years in the military. That's something we practiced. It made sense for us to practice it. That's not something our babies should have to be working on. That's nothing they should have to go to school and have to deal with. Fire drill. What happened to just fire drills? Fire drills was it. Now we have active shooter drills. I'd say that qualifies as a national emergency. How kindly did we treat Puerto Rico after Hurricane Maria? I'd say national emergency. Someone pointed out on Twitter that some residents of Houston after Hurricane Harvey Some residents were still suffering a bit from that. So I'd say natural disasters. I'd say that might qualify as a national emergency too. There's a whole lot. The list goes on. But what is this for again? A wall? And the reason that he keeps giving, the reason the president continues to give over and over again is the president and his press secretary, Sarah Huckabee Sanders. What they keep saying is that this is for the security of the American people. Security of the American people is top priority when it comes to a wall, when it comes to Mexicans and being criminals and rapists and gangsters and drug dealers and all this and that. So security of the American people in that case, that's priority. Not the security as far as them being able to have clean drinking water. Not our children being able to go to school to where we as parents have to panic when we get word of a lockdown. Not mass shooting, none of that. The security of the American people means nothing when it comes to those. But this wall, and I know, the caravans, right? You might say, Robert, what about the caravans? Let me tell you about these caravans, okay? The president tries so hard to make it sound like these caravans, that we're going to be overrun by these individuals, okay? And I don't care what picture you want to throw up there, what videos you want to see them throwing rocks and little bricks and whatever you got, whatever you have. We were supposed to believe that we were being overrun. Okay, as a former soldier, that is not even close to being overrun. And if we were going to be overrun seriously, last I checked, you're not going to get a warning of how many months did it take for them to finally get up here? Something like 2 months. Okay, something like a 2-month warning, 1,000 miles nearly on foot. Okay. You're not going to get that much if the plan was to overrun us. And then with the intelligence that we have in this country, you're telling me we couldn't go deep and figure that out? This whole belief that we were going to be overrun during these caravans, that's like that old guy who lives down the street from you, right? The one who can barely stand up, the one who can barely breathe, the one you keep asking, man, he's not dead yet? That guy, the one with the walker, and he yells, as much as he can without, falling over or, going to the bathroom on himself. He yells that he's going to come get you, right? He says, I'm going to get you, a little whatever. And then he starts coming after you. But of course, he's moving like a snail, right? That's how this caravan was going. And you're sitting there looking at him like, okay, are you really threatened by somebody like that? As he pushes on the walker with the broke tennis balls on the bottom of it, and he's coming and he's really trying to move and he's doing all that. And every couple steps he does that. Or he grabs a cane and waves it at you and the dentures fall out. I mean, all this guy's doing. Are you really going to be scared of something like that? Well, that's where we are as far as this caravan goes. Okay? Those were the caravans. That's what the caravans look like. But we were supposed to believe we were going to be overrun. And so many just enable this nonsense. And I will tell you, as a businessman, quote unquote businessman, we'll say, he's doing exactly what I thought he would do. And I called this since the very beginning. He's going to treat being president like a business. And he's going to sell whatever people keep buying. Now, his business record should be more than enough to let you know exactly how successful he would have been. And it should not be surprising. If you know his background, none of this should surprise you right now. There's a little something called having integrity and doing what's right no matter what the outcome is or what he's doing now. And thinking and acting like a businessman, a failed businessman. Because however many people. Yeah, I mean, it's what he's doing now is he is selling what you're buying. That's it. And it doesn't matter whether it works or not. And that's another thing. When you talk about integrity as far as a business goes, you want to sell quality products to your customers, correct? So you have those who will say, look, I don't care how much people are buying this. I want to make it better. Those business people who will say, those entrepreneurs who will say that however successful I am now, I want to improve my products. I want people to continue buying, but I want them to have a good product. And others who will say, look, as long as you keep buying, I'm selling it as is. And Donald Trump is selling as is. His rallies tell you that because he's yelling stuff out that doesn't even make sense. And you see people standing behind him. Look at some of these videos. And these people are standing behind, at least the ones who don't have upside down signs. And they're saying, and they're just cheering like, should I cheer right now? Okay, all right, I'm going to do it. Yay. And hold my upside down sign up. This latest rally in El Paso, I believe that's what it was. Somehow it came up about him getting a dog. Who the hell knows how it got there? But it was mentioned that he was going to get a dog. It was mentioned about him getting a dog, asked, whatever. And he said, no, I'm not going to get a dog. Other presidents have done that, but that's not for me. Somebody yelled out, Barack Obama had a dog. And of course, there was some, the reaction was as you would expect. But now all of a sudden, having a dog is a bad thing. That and even Donald Trump kind of laughed. And I don't know if he laughed because he started to say more or what have you. But now this is how low down we're getting to where Barack Obama is a piece of garbage because he had a dog. And at what point, when did we start hating dogs all of a sudden? But you sell it. I mean, he sells it and you buy it. And now we have this national emergency, which you enablers out there, those of you who love enabling him, here's the problem. You don't realize he is setting a precedent that you're going to end up hating later on. As much as you might love it right now, because you think the Democrats aren't getting their way, he's setting a nasty precedent right now. Because when there's a Democratic president who's in the spot next, whenever that is, likely 2020, they could declare a national emergency for something else. As I understand it, the rules to declare a national emergency are pretty loose. That's why Trump seems to think he can just go ahead and do it now. But the Democratic president, they can declare a national emergency on something else crazy. I don't know. Let's say climate change. Let's say gun control. Let's say, Flint, Michigan. Let's say the next natural disaster that happens. Anything. They can declare it on whatever because, again, the rules are pretty loose. It's kind of sort of up to the president whether they can do this or not. So before you get giddy and say, yeah, we win as a Republican, think about the domino effect this is going to cause and what you might have to see later on if you sit back and allow this now without speaking up and saying, hey, you know what? I can still love Donald Trump, but we can't be doing this right here. This ain't going to cut it. It's sad. National emergency? And he made it clear that it's because he didn't get his way. And oh, by the way, what happened to Mexico paying for the wall? Seriously, don't get on here and respond with, oh, well, they're going to buy taxes, buy tariffs, so they're going to do it indirectly and all that. Trump didn't say anything about indirect anything. He said Mexico is going to pay. And all his little followers foaming at the mouth like, Mexico, whatever it is. And Mexico was like, that sound you heard was a middle finger coming up. That's what Mexico said to us. Then GoFundMe, and now this. Come on, we got to be better than this, y'all. This is Robert People of RobertPeople.com. Thanks for listening.